Hi everyone, I just filmed a tutorial. It's basically aimed at people who maybe have acne prone or just blemish prone skin. It's how I cover my skin. I don't have the worst acne slash blemish prone skin in the world, but it certainly does help me feel more confident the way I do it, and hopefully it can make someone else feel confident out there if they feel like people may be looking at their skin or they just don't feel comfortable with it. I'm not saying this is the best way of doing it, I'm just saying this is my way of doing it, and yeah, if it can help one person, then I've helped one person. So I hope you enjoy it, and keep watching if you want to see how to do it. Bye. Right, sorry about the funny look, but this hairband just keeps my hair out of my face, so that's why I'm wearing it. Right, so first of all, I just want to moisturise my face, and I like to mix in my moisturiser with an SPF as well. So what I do is I combine my SPF, which is Malibu Face Cream in 50, with my moisturiser, and this is Simply Sensitive Hydrating Moisturiser. So what I'll do is normally I'll combine the face cream, the SPF basically, with my moisturiser. I'll just mix that between my hands and I'll just apply that to my face and neck. Now I try and not put too much moisturiser directly on like just below the cheekbone, just because this is where I personally tend to get more spots and I'm more prone to kind of blemishes. So we'll let that sink in basically for a few minutes, and then depending on what kind of coverage I want, I will either opt for my Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum, or I will go for my MAC Studio Sculpt. This is in NW15. The shade may look a little light for me, but in all honesty I am really pale. I just put on a lot of fake tan recently for Halloween because I went as Nicki Minaj, so these do match me as best they can. They just look really pale for me at the moment. But depending on how my skin feels and how it's kind of looks depends on the foundation that I'll use. So if my skin's really breaking out and I just feel yuck and I want something to cover it and just be really highly pigmented, I will opt for my Studio Sculpt. This is an NW15, it's by MAC. But if I'm having a better skin day, I will try and use my Healthy Mix Serum. This looks a lot more natural on the skin, and yeah, it kind of like leaves a finish which looks a little bit dewy but not overly dewy. It just looks natural and doesn't look like you're wearing a lot on your face. But because I feel really uncomfortable with how my skin looks at the moment, I'm going to opt for higher coverage. Therefore, I'm going to use my Studio Sculpt. So what I'll do is I'll normally just put some on the back of my hand or just on a palette. And I'll just get, this is like my little kind of buffing brush. This is from Eco Tools. And I'll just dip it in there. And I'll just apply it to my face. So first of all, what I do is I just try and get an even coverage. So this won't actually cover like the blemishes, but it will just kind of like create a base for all of my face. I never knew I could be this tanned. I am so pale. I even think of myself as kind of Snow White pale, if I'm going to be honest, and probably so do my family. So just make sure it is buffed in. In all fairness, I really did try to get the colour of the fake tan off today, but it's going to be there for a while, so I'm just going to have to bronze my skin up a little bit so I don't look totally ridiculous. I've already exfoliated my skin, but it's still there, so this isn't too bad. So once I've done my base, what I normally do is I go back in with my foundation, my Studio Sculpt, and I'll just go over the problem areas. So for me, it's going to be mostly here, and I've got a nice big juicy spot right on my jawline. Lovely. So it's going to be under the cheekbone, around the mouth, and a little bit there, but it's not so bad there. They're kind of like spots that are recovered, spots that are recovering, so... Then I will just move on to my concealer. At the moment I'm just using this L'Oreal. At the moment I'm using this Laura Mercier concealer. It's a secret camouflage one and it's an SC2. This is going to come out quite pale, but I will try and blend it in. So I'm just going to go on these areas and I'm just going to pinpoint them with this little concealer brush. It's quite small so you can get in there and yeah, be precise. And then what I do is I get my finger and I just lightly pat and try and blend this. You could use a concealer brush to try and blend it, but I personally like using my finger. Kind of melts the product in a bit more because this is highly pigmented, this concealer, and I don't always feel like I can get that with this concealer brush. Once you're happy with the coverage of your problem areas, so that's what mine look like now, I just move on to concealing my eyes. Now because I'm a bit dark at the moment, I'm just going to use a concealer which is a bit darker. This is Wake Me Up Anti-Fatigue Effect and Radiant Glow. It's just by Rimmel. I'm just going to apply a little here. And I'm really tempted to buy a brush now, like a fluffy brush, to be able to do my eyes. I don't want like a kind of dense one like I use for the rest of my face because I want to be able to like spread it out more, and I feel like that will just pack it on too much, and I do get the problem where the concealer sometimes creases under the eye, so I don't really think that kind of brush will help that. I'm just going to add a little bit more concealer here. I'm a bit dark today under my eyes. That Halloween preparation. Hopefully this is just going to brighten it a bit more. This is just Healthy Balance Unifying Powder. It's 52 by Bourjois. And then I'll just pack it on to my face. For me, I tend to concentrate most of the powder just in this kind of T-zone area because that's where I tend to get shiniest, especially just around the nose, which is quite annoying, but oh well. And I'll normally just bring a little bit down the neck too. And that's how I do my foundation kind of routine for acne prone / spot prone skin. I hope you liked it. Leave me any questions below if you want to ask me anything. Okay, till next time, see you.